Before I start, I need to make a disclaimer, and that this is only the second Sonic game I've ever completed. No, I don't hate Sonic, I actually love Sonic. The first Sonic game I completed was Sonic Rush on the DS, and the first game I ever played on the Mega Drive was Sonic. In fact, one of my favourite cartoons from my childhood is Sonic Underground. So yeah, I'm a Sonic fan. It's not my fault most of the Sonic games suck, but that's a video for another time. The game starts out simple enough. Dr. Eggman has a camera that can turn everybody into collectible cards, and it's your job as Sonic to stop him. Nothing wrong with this plotline at all. In fact, the plot of this game is actually where it's strongest. You can play as either Sonic, Knuckles, Shadow or Silver in the main story, each with their own story. No spoilers though, but by the end of it, I came to the conclusion that each character's story you complete is self-contained in its own universe, as other characters get different endings too. Let's just say the story is a bit wibbly-wobbly.
It's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
The gameplay dynamic is a good concept, poorly implemented, that would have suited a different story altogether. Basically, in Rivals, you're racing your opponent to the finish line. That's it. It's not even a challenging race. Most races you will beat first time, and the excuses the characters will make for wanting to race are often ridiculous. It feels like Sega had one bag of stories and one bag of concepts, and no matter what they picked, they would just try and make them work. It's not the worst concept for a game, however, I feel by shoehorning this race dynamic system into the game, they've also made it a little bit too easy. There's a multiplayer mode too, but I don't have friends, and so I did not get to play that. The controls are very fussy and don't always do what you expect it to do, which I must say is pretty standard for a Sonic game. You have the ability to throttle and attack other players you're racing against, but this does not always work. When you reach a boss and attack a boss, there's very few cues to know if your hit was successful, or in some cases it feels like the reverse has happened and you were injured. You get some Mario Kart themed weapons to attack other players, which is fun as each character has a special ability. Throughout the game, you'll find yourself collecting over 200 cards, and if you find a friend, you can even trade as you work to get a full set. What happens when you get all the cards? I don't know. I'll let you know if I make some friends. Overall, things like lack of voice acting is something I can forgive. However, when a story is the only thing holding up a game like this, there's a huge problem. As in these kinds of games, gameplay is king. Love me or hate me, I give it a 6 out of 10. And 6 is not a bad score, by the way.